On residential fireplace models, LED assemblies came with little variation. However, on the custom side of things, the truth is that there's a huge amount of different options that may fit each different design, model, or home differently. In this video, I will attempt to shed some light on the custom and commercial LED and lighting options available here at Montigo, to try to make it easier to choose the perfect setup, or to maintain it. Although lighting setups on our Prodigy fireplaces may be more elaborate or more detailed than the residential fireplace models, the connectors and receivers are exactly the same. For troubleshooting and maintenance, it will be more useful to refer to our residential fireplace LED video. The link will be listed in the description. The first thing to consider when choosing a Montigo custom lighting solution is the lighting type. We offer both halogen downlighting as well as a couple LED options. We offer warm white, neutral white, and colored LEDs. The next thing to consider when choosing a Montigo custom lighting solution is the wireless connection type. We offer both radio frequency and Zigbee options. The main difference being that radio frequency has more remote and customization options, whereas Zigbee includes more wireless connectivity options, including support for many smart home devices, such as Amazon Echo Plus and Philips Hue. Here I lay out all of our radio frequency and Zigbee remotes and lighting driver options. We offer both single-channel lighting dimmers as well as fully functioning LED drivers. In other words, if you're going with the halogen, LED white, or LED warm white, a single color dimmer will be sufficient. However, if going with an RGB option, you will need to use an LED driver. Noted in black is the recommended max length for the LED strip that the drivers can support. The last step in choosing a Montigo custom lighting solution is choosing the remote type. There are many remote options available, and you can totally have more than one. The confusing part is picking which remote will suit your needs. As with the drivers, your choice will be dependent on either using a single color lighting option or an RGB LED option, as well as the connectivity type either being Zigbee or radio frequency. Remotes noted with a battery icon, shown here, will require 3-volt watch batteries. All of the rest will require a direct AC power connection. Only available with the radio frequency option, it is possible to connect both a white, halogen, or other single-channel lighting option with an inline RGB connection. First up is the radio frequency pairing procedures. I will be using the following control board to help visualize the different pairing procedures. Start off by factory resetting the driver by clicking and holding down the learning key for 3 seconds. Then, set the driver into pairing mode by clicking the learning key 3 times. Once this is done, click any button on the remote to pair the 2 devices. For all radio frequency combinations, the pairing procedure will always be the same. On the Zigbee side of things, the pairing procedure gets a little more complicated. Before beginning, ensure that all wiring is done correctly, as well as the smart home device is powered on and connected to the internet. For future reference, I will be calling the smart home devices in question the network hub. The first step is to pair the driver to the network hub. First, factory reset the LED or lighting driver by pressing the program button 5 times. Then, open up the smart home device app and enable pairing for a lighting setup. As an example, it is shown here for the Philips Hue app. Then, set the driver into network pairing mode by powering the device off, then back on. The next step is to pair the remote to the network hub. In order to factory reset the Zigbee wall button remote, hold down the on button until the remote LED turns on. Then, click the same button 5 times continuously. The remote will then reset. Then, open up the smart home device app once again and enable accessory or remote setup. To set the remote into network pairing mode, hold down the on button until the remote LED turns on. Then, click the off button. The remote should now show up in the smart device app. The last step here is to pair the remote to the driver. Set the driver into Find and Bind pairing mode by pressing the program button 3 times. Then, set the Zigbee wall button remote into Find and Bind mode. Do this by holding down the on button until the remote LED turns on. Then, press either the RGB button or the brightness down button, depending on the remote type. All of the available options can get quite confusing at times, so in this part of the video, I'm going to go over a few standout examples of setups and their requirements. A standout example is connecting both a single color, single channel LED strip to an RGB multi-channel LED strip. It is important to note that only radio frequency connectivity can support multi-channel LED lighting. It is also important to consider the maximum recommended length of LED strip that the driver can support. With consumer smart home devices increasing in popularity, another standout option is the Zigbee compatible smart home setup. Zigbee can also be run on its own, similarly to how radio frequency operates. This option also offers great connectivity for the lighting setup. The most common problem with any LED lighting setup is the attachment from the LED terminal to the driver. Often, if the LED lights are unable to produce a certain color, it is down to the LED terminal connection. In order to troubleshoot this, cut in line to the next available terminal on the LED strip, then reattach the connector.